Hey, and welcome to Fit Talk Fridays. On this episode, we're going to talk through where and how to start when it comes to reaching your health and fitness goals. Welcome to this episode of Fit Talk Fridays, where and how to start when it comes to reaching your health and wellness goals. My name is Chris, I'm your host, and for those of you that don't know me or didn't listen to the last episode, I'm Chris, I'm based in Boston. I have roughly 12 years of fitness experience, been a certified trainer, and currently am a certified trainer and nutrition coach through ISSA. That's the International Sports Science Association. So get a lot of personal experience as well as the experience in the literature and the certifications to follow it for those of you who might be wondering what the credentials are and what kind of gives me the ability to speak on some of these topics. But today I want to talk through the where and how to start when it comes to reaching your fitness goals. And I think the first most important thing for all of us to gather and to think through is, what's your why? Why is it that you're setting out on this health and wellness journey? Now, when you think about that, think about where you are right now and think about where you're going, right? What's driving that? Like, what is driving you to want to listen to this podcast? What's driving you to want to reach new fitness goals that you might not have gone after in the past? What's causing you to want to change where you are and go to somewhere where you want to be? There's a number of different drivers. We all have different motivations and different whys, and I think it's really important to start with that and figure out, why is it that you want to pursue these fitness goals or these health goals? For some people, that's, really emotionally charged. Maybe it's a health scare recently that has you, wanting to be around for your family. Maybe it's a family health scare. Someone in your family is potentially sick, and you want to make sure that you're going to be healthy to be around to support the rest of your family. There's a lot of different reasons, and I think it's just important to take a second and really just think through, like, why is this important to me? Why am I going to go down this route? Why am I going to try to change and make these changes? The other important part is to understand and have a catalyst for change. So again, this might go back to your why. If there's a recent health scare for yourself, for a family member, maybe that's the catalyst. Maybe that's having you say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to go and I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to try to tackle and better my diabetes. I'm going to push back on my family's history for high cholesterol and heart attacks or whatever it may be. Have a catalyst for change. And, that's going to take some time, right? Not everybody is there. You might not listen to this podcast and say, you know what, I'm ready to go. This is the catalyst. And some people listening might already have gone through the catalyst. They might already be ready to make the change. And they might be there. You might be saying, well, I'm ready to go. How do I start to make this progress? I don't know anything. I haven't been fit. I haven't exercised. Just give me the knowledge. And for those of you that are there, I'm happy for you, because I think the catalyst for change is one of the hardest parts. It's figuring out, what's gonna induce that change. Like, what is going to make me get up early and go to the gym before work, or make me change the habits that I've developed over the years, because habits are hard to change. What's going to drive that? Like, what is going to make me start to put in extra effort to change things from what they always were to something new? And that can be scary too, right? Joining a gym, that can be scary. Going out for a run when you haven't run in years, that can be scary. Joining a health club or joining a group exercise class, like, all of those things can be scary if you're not used to it. So that catalyst part, I think, is really important to think through. Think through what drivers, what motivators are going to push you to make sustainable change. Because without that catalyst, you're going to start and then you're going to give up. The why is not strong enough. The catalyst isn't there. So those things are really important to cover, and I just wanted to spend a minute to talk through that. So once you're through this catalyst, once you've identified your why and you're ready to make change, like, you're saying, Chris, I'm there. Like, just give me the knowledge. I want to know what I need to do and how I can do it. I want to first say, start with where you are. A lot of people will start comparing to other people. Oh, like this person wakes up early and goes to the gym every day. This person has this person's this fit and I'm not. I want to look like this other person. Start with where you are. Don't worry about the other person. Don't worry about other people. They don't have the same genetics as you. They don't have the same life as you. They don't have the same life circumstances. All of those things are personal to you. The next thing I want to say is 1 is better than 0 in this example. So even if you go to the gym 1 day a week, and that's more than what you were doing before, that's good. That's a great start. Even if you're running 1 day a week and you weren't running at all before, that's a start. Start with where you are and make those small sustainable changes, those small incremental steps that are going to get you to where you're going. These minor steps add up, right? Whether it be 1 day a week of going to the gym. Maybe it's 15 minutes when you wake up that you stretch. 15 minutes that you just do a little bit of cardio in your room before you start your day. These are just those small incremental steps that you can build off of. Once that becomes a habit, hey, I'm doing my 15 minutes of cardio every Monday morning. Now I'm going to add it to Friday. Friday's a lighter day for work maybe. I'm going to do Monday and Friday. Then I'm going to make a tweak to my nutrition. I'm going to do a little bit more, be a little bit more intentional about what I eat for breakfast on Mondays and Fridays, because that really aligns well with the workout. Instead of eating a quick, breakfast burrito on the way to work, I'm now going to make my own breakfast from home. I'm going to have a Greek yogurt. I'm going to have some healthy almonds. I'm going to have maybe some eggs. I'm going to start to make these small, sustainable changes that are going to add up. So start with where you are and add those incremental steps that will help you over time. And these steps that I'm going to outline, as well as saying start with where you are, this is going to be similar. This advice is similar no matter where you are. So it doesn't matter if you've been training 5 days a week and you're getting some results or no results, or if you're not training at all. It doesn't matter. This stuff will all apply. The next step is consistency. This is something that I didn't realize the importance of early on in my career when it comes to health and wellness. I would argue that consistency is more important than anything else. I made these mistakes when I first started. I was not very consistent, and I was looking for what's the right supplement to take, what's the right workout program, what's the right split, how much weight, what percentage of my 1 rep max should I do in the gym, how many repetitions, how much rest between sets. All those things are important, but the most important thing is to be consistent in your programming. Consistency at the end of the day is all that matters. And if you are currently consistent, then we start to talk about those next steps. We get more into the nuances of adjusting the data that you're gathering while you're being consistent, but none of this other stuff matters if you're not consistent. And I think the next step I'm going to highlight is going to help you as far as consistency, and that's to make the programming fun. Nobody wants to wake up earlier than you normally do, and go for a run in the freezing cold when it's dark out. That might not be fun to you. And if it's not fun, it's probably not going to be sustainable. We stick to things that we enjoy, and it gives us that drive or that motivation to keep doing things. So think about, what activities would I actually enjoy doing, and start with those. Maybe you like running. Start running. Use that as the initial step, right? That Monday, go back to the example, the Monday workout that we start with, that 15-minute workout before work. Maybe that's a run. Maybe you go for a quick mile run, 1.5 mile run. Do things that you enjoy. And it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all here. Some people like to swim. Some people like to bike. Some like to run. Some people like weightlifting. Some people like boxing and martial arts, jumping rope, sprinting, Pilates, yoga. I think there's enough out there where everybody can kind of find the thing that they enjoy. And I do advise for people to join group exercise classes, because I think the motivation in those classes is really important. You want to build a community, and you want people to hold you accountable to be there every Monday. So that's probably the next step, right? Once we start gaining that initial momentum, we're doing the Monday 15-minute workout, we're doing the Friday workout. Maybe that's a little bit later down the road. If you listen to my Embetterment podcast on living just outside your comfort zone, maybe those exercise classes are a little bit too far out of your comfort zone, and that's okay. We'll get there. But make it fun. Pick things that you're going to enjoy so that you'll stick to them. The next part here, I won't call it a step because I think these are just pieces to how you can get to your goals, how to start and where to start. It shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't feel like a chore, and it shouldn't feel like work. Like, yeah, of course, you're pushing yourself when you're exercising, and there are moments in that workout that are not enjoyable, especially towards the end of that maybe set that you're doing, or the end of the run, or that runner's high hasn't kicked in yet. There's going to be parts that are not fun. Sure. I mean, we can all agree on that. But it shouldn't feel like a chore. Like if I have to wake up every morning and say, oh, now I've got work, but before work, I've got this chore I have to check the box on. I've got to do my cardio. It shouldn't feel that way. And sure, change again is hard, and it might feel like that at the start, but that's why it's important to pick something that's fun. Pick something that's fun that you can stay consistent with, and it won't feel like a chore. It won't feel like work. For me personally, I actually really enjoy going to the gym. I know that I feel better after I do it, and I like the community there, and I just like the motion of it. I like the pump of lifting weights. I like going for the run. I like most parts of the exercise programs that I do. It doesn't feel like a chore. Sure, some days it does, right? Some days I'm like, I gotta go. I'm just gonna do it. Most days it does not feel like a chore, and that's where I want you to get. The last part here is to just start, right? So I talked about this in the earlier steps. 1 is better than 0. Even if it's just that 1 day a week that you run, and you do this for months, the consistency is important, and that 1 is better than 0. And I just want you to start now. I don't want you to think of, I've got to get the perfect workout routine. I've got to go join this thing. I've got to join this club. I got to find the hours that work for me. There's too many steps there that make it easier for us to not take action. So just start. The minor changes are going to help you. It might not even be about working out yet. It might be about fixing your diet. It might be about meal prepping once a week. It might be about getting better sleep. Maybe going to bed an hour earlier. Maybe stretching 5 minutes before bed. Reading a book before bed so that we get a little bit better sleep and we feel more rested throughout the day. These small results add up. So I want you to just take action. Like if you're listening to this, you've listened this far and you're thinking, Chris, I'm ready to go. The catalyst is there. The why is defined. I'm ready to start. Just go and do. I don't want you to think about what program or think about what thing you could do tomorrow morning. I don't care what day you're listening to this. What's something you could do for 15 minutes the first thing when you wake up that's going to better your day and better your health? Something that's enjoyable, that won't be a chore. I want you to think of whatever first thing came to mind. It could be jumping jacks in your room, stretching. It could be meal prepping, having a good breakfast. It could be going for a jog around the block. It could be going and lifting weights. It could be doing a Pilates yoga class. It doesn't matter. Just pick something, and I want you to just start. So that is the Embetterment episode here on Fit Talk Fridays on where and how to start. I hope you find this useful, and I look forward to having you on the next Fit Talk Friday. Thanks a lot.